So this is a math lesson, and the topic of this lesson is fractions. Students will be able to say fractions out loud correctly, along with multiplying fractions by 2. The teachers need some materials, and they're going to need a smartboard or any kind of board that projects Jamboard. So it can be any board that's connected to internet that will allow this application to run for the whole class to see. Our do now lesson is going to be students will get up from their seats and do jumping jacks while counting the multiples of 2. So as they're doing jumping jacks, they're going to say 2, 4, 6, 8, and so forth. Kinesthetic activity is great to get the minds moving and going, along with getting them out of their seats a little bit and just getting them ready for the activity. So it will be really fun and something different that students will be able to do. So for my lesson development, we're going to be using Jamboard. As you can see, my Jamboard has 6 slides. So the first 3 are let's identify fractions. So as you see, there's 2 boxes, either yes or no. And the question is that the correct way to say this fraction? Put your name on a sticky note in the box that you think is correct. So we have 1 over 3. Does 1 over 3 mean 1/3? Is 1/3 the correct way to say this fraction? Students will be able to grab a sticky note from here, write their name on it. They can change the color, whatever they want to do. Let's say I want pink. Their sticky note will be up here, and they'll be able to drag it into whichever box they want it. They can manipulate the size if there's too many, so it's nice and easy for students to use. And again, this will be projected on the smartboard while students are doing this either on their Chromebooks, their iPads, or whatever technological tool they have. So the second one, let's identify fractions. Is 1 over 2 the same as 1/2? Is that how you say it? Again, sticky note, name, and if they believe whether this is true or not, put it in there. The third one, let's identify fractions, is 3 over 4. When you say that, do you say 3/4? Same thing. Name, and drag it into whichever one they think. So then here's some answers to the equations. I want them to get thinking. I want them to really work on being able to answer the question of, do you know how to multiply fractions by 2? So this is when the students will use their notebook and pencil and previous work that we've worked on with multiplying fractions. So is 1 over 2 times 2, what is that? The students can either grab a sticky note again, type in their answer, put it wherever they want, or if it's easier for them, they can just insert a text box, 1, put it wherever they want, and then so forth. So 2/4 times 2, sticky note, text box, again, 2/3 times 2, sticky note, text box, whatever they want to do. But this is just an activity to get the whole class thinking, to get them learning how to say fractions out loud, and how to solve some equations, but just multiplying by 2. So we're starting pretty basic. So going back to the lesson template, my closure activity, I get a lot of questions from students of why do I care about this? Why should I care about this? So we'll go around the room and each student will be asked the question, why do I care? They will then explain how identifying and manipulating fractions can be used in the real world and like what they can do with it. So I'm sure a lot of answers will be, well, I can use this for cooking or baking. But it just gives them examples of why they're learning this. And I think a lot of students have those questions, and I think it's really important for them to know why we're learning this. And then finally, for my assessment, we're going to do a quick exit ticket. So I have an exit ticket made up right here. So it's pretty simple, 2 questions, your name, your date, exit slip. Spell 1 over 3. They're going to spell it in this box right here. And then if you have 1/2 cup of flour and you need to multiply that cup by 2, how many cups of flour do you need? Put their answer here, hand it in quick. I want to check for mastery and understanding, or whether they're still confused and we need to work on some things. But that is my lesson template for the topic of fractions.